The United States government will be releasing a major crypto report on July 30th, guys. This is the Coin Zone once again coming at you live. Second time today. I'm your host, Crypto with Paul. Go follow me on X, guys. Shameless plug real quick to start it off. Just sent a tweet out going live right now. Tap in. So if you're tapped in, 4 people already. Wow. All right. That was quick, guys. 5 people. Jesus, Christopher Columbus. I can't even count that high. 6 people? Wow. All right, but here's what we're talking about today right now, guys. That's not it, actually. Wrong thing on the screen here. This is it, guys. U.S. government to release major crypto report. This is in 7 days, so next week on Wednesday. White House Digital Assets Director Bo Hines. Scroll down a little bit. Bro just tweeted this recently. All right, guys, this is literally like a couple hours ago, all right? The President's Working Group on Digital Assets has completed the 180-day report. It will be released publicly on July 30th. I believe David Sachs is a part of this working group. America is now leading the way on digital asset policy. Yeah, I would say at this point, that's for sure true. Guys, the 5 viewers, 6 viewers on X right now with us, thank you for tapping in. We appreciate you guys. Make sure to retweet. Go subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because this is very, very big. This is very, very bullish. Why does it matter? Well, it comes after the historic Genius Act signing, which we just saw last week, went live with that last week. Report expected to shape stablecoin plus crypto regulations. Only thing I can see here that may be bad is if there's some sort of, you know, we saw in the Genius Act basically certain stablecoins didn't really they got the short end of the stick. Let's put it that way. So, you know, we don't want to see anything like that again here, where there's a lot of positive things happening, but low key, you know, certain things are kind of getting brushed off and pushed to the side, you know, and for example, you know, the USDC and the Tether, like they're good to go, but other types of stablecoins, you know, they might not be. So that's my only maybe thing I'm waiting to see next week. What happens with these regulations still moving forward? We could end up in some sort of legal quagmire. And yes, quagmire is an actual word, guys. This isn't a character from Family Guy. It's... Yeah, Lois, I think Stewie farted. All right, but yeah, just... What the deuce? Just back to it, guys. That's the only thing that I can think of that we don't want to see in this. However, we're going to get more transparency, more judicial representation front and center. Stablecoins, securities, and payment rails are all in play. So I ask you guys, what are you hoping the report includes? Right now, it's only speculation. This is breaking news. But we have a report from literally 30 minutes ago, an hour ago, from Crypto News. Once again, guys, this is breaking news. We're always going to be coming at you live here every single day on the Coin Zone with breaking news. So 9 viewers on X. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're also on YouTube as well. Let's just take a look at this article real quick. Crypto News, White House report. Crypto report drops July 30th. Here's what's at stake. Right? Staking. Pun intended, right? All right, the White House's crypto policy report is set to drop on 30th, and it could either ignite a new era of U.S. blockchain dominance or deepen the industry's regulatory quagmire. That's what I was saying. I promise I didn't read that beforehand. That's funny. Wow. On July 23rd, that's today, Bo Hines, all right, we know what he tweeted. Let's get down to the real business here. Yes. The document, spearheaded by Hines and tech entrepreneur David Sachs, culminates a 180-day review by the President's Working Group on Digital Assets, a cross-agency effort involving Treasury, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, CFTC. Mandated by January's executive order, the report is expected to outline strategies for maintaining U.S. leadership in digital finance, including proposals such as a potential Bitcoin reserve. Okay, so that's one thing we can expect. And expanded access to the Fed's payment system for blockchain firms. So, I mean, this is interesting to me. That sounds very interesting. We just saw last week ISO 20022. The Fed adopted it. You can go check it on their website. We had that included in one of our videos. Ooh, we got a comment. Appreciate you, brother. What is the best coins for next week? It's a good question. Well, to be honest, we don't really like to give coin recommendations here at the Coin Zone. You know, we want to be more educational. I come on these live streams and I talk to, I just share personally what I do outside of the Coin Zone, just personally. I mean, I don't want to pick and choose or, like I said, give anybody financial advice. That's not our MO. We like to come here and talk about and speculate and give educational videos with charts, technical analysis, real world breaking news like this. I would say, man, watch our videos, watch our latest video. I'll pull it up for you. Because in that video, we do list specific coins that will benefit nicely from things like the ISO 20022, which are actually our last video was about. So I'm going to pull that up for you real quick. 1.4K 2 days ago. Go click on this video right here, brother. And I think that will be a good one for you. I'll put it right here. Put it right here in the comments, so you can go click onto it. Yeah, that's my advice right there. I think that's a good start for you, brother. I appreciate the comments. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube as well. That's where we're at. So yeah, I mean, expanded access to the Fed's payment system for blockchain firms. That sounds like ISO 20022 because that's what they basically just adopted. The messaging standard platform, how it works. What to expect from the White House crypto report. All right, so here we go. Maybe a little bit more juicy. The digital asset industry is no stranger to ambiguity. For years, crypto firms have operated in a legal gray zone, navigating overlapping jurisdictions, uneven enforcement, and the looming specter of a central bank digital currency. Well, not anymore, because now we have all these acts being passed thanks to Donald Trump. The upcoming White House report, however, signals a decisive end to that era, at least in intent. We hope so. That's what it sounds like. Among the report's most anticipated recommendations is a proposal to extend fair access to the Federal Reserve's payment systems. Currently, most digital asset companies rely on intermediaries, banks, for dollar transactions, creating bottlenecks and single points of failure. Direct Fed access would not only streamline settlements, but also force traditional banks to compete with blockchain native payment rails. Okay, this is interesting. The proposal for a Bitcoin strategic reserve represents a radical departure from traditional treasury management. And look, I think it was yesterday I did a video on this. Pantera Capital CEO said that he believes the United States will sell $600 billion worth of gold in reserve and put it in Bitcoin as a reserve instead. Cynthia Lummis is pushing for that. Other individuals are as well. It could very well happen. It could very well happen. The working group was advised to examine models where seized or treasury-held Bitcoin could serve as a hedge against dollar volatility while maintaining the cryptocurrency's liquidity. So everywhere we're seeing left and right. BlackRock just said the same thing this morning. We just covered it this morning on the live. Now we're going to have a crypto basically breakdown next week, where not only is it the largest institution, but also the United States government is also saying, Bitcoin is basically a hedge against the dollar. And they're buying a lot of it. So again, guys, again, this isn't financial advice, but we're talking about what's going on in the world. And if you're ignoring the largest institution and the president of the United States and the United States government buying Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, I don't think that's a wise move. I think you got to be locked in and understand what's going on, because times are changing and it's important to change with it, or else you might get left behind. That's why these banks are adopting crypto right now. If they don't adopt it, they're going to get left behind. It just is what it is. MasterCard came out with their own statement recently, basically saying like, yeah, we're losing business because of stablecoins. So like they got to do something, right? Direct Fed access would not only streamline settlements, but also force traditional banks. We just read that. Let's see here. El Salvador. Wow. Okay. This approach mirrors strategies employed by corporate treasuries and nation states such as El Salvador. Wow. Interesting. Okay. So we all know what's going on in El Salvador. Another proposal raised in the group's mandate addresses stablecoin policy with a clear preference for dollar-backed, privately issued tokens that maintain parity with the US dollar. That's what I'm talking about. With a clear preference. This is where we can get that legal quagmire that we just saw with the Genius Act, is they have a clear preference. They're even saying it. A clear preference towards these types of stablecoins. So all the other types, not good. And I'm not saying the other types are CBDCs. That's not what they are at all. At all. A CBDC is something way different. All right. A CBDC ban is what we need, and that's what we're getting. But we're still not all the way there yet. So this is going to be super important. And yeah, I mean, really just wanted to cover that, but there's a couple other things going on, and I just want to remind you guys of this. Look at this. If you've been in crypto, you've probably seen this image now 100 times. If you've been in crypto for a decent while. If you have been in crypto for a decent while, let me know in the comments. Let me know what year you got in. Let me know what you're looking at, what you're holding, what you're buying. But I just want to remind people where we're at, because in times like this, especially today, the market's red. You see people get freaked out and they sell off. Tom Lee just said it recently, a couple days ago. He thinks like we're at, in comparison, the adoption curve, where we're at with crypto, where we were at when the internet was taking off. Tom Lee said we're at like 1994 right now. Cell phones weren't even around that yet. MySpace wasn't even around yet. Amazon wasn't even really a product like these. We're nowhere near the future and how adopted, like the crypto is going to be so mainstream, guys. We're still a sliver of the way there. So I just want to remind you guys that. Always would like to encourage people to take a step back and zoom out, because you can't think about the short term unless you're a day trader, something like that, or a swing trader. But just have a long-term horizon and a long-term mindset, guys. That's my advice to you. Ondo Finance, I wanted to talk about this too. Ondo Finance is getting an ETF file by 21 shares. Now, we have talked about, well, I've talked about Ondo Finance a lot because of what they're doing with BlackRock. So this is very interesting. Ondo Finance, an RWA player. RWA is starting to take off globally right now. XRP, I believe, just had another partnership in Brazil, but RWA on XRP is doing great. Solana, tokenized stocks, doing great. It's a lot going on right now. We talked about this in the earlier stream today. The Magnificent Seven doesn't have Bitcoin exposure except for Tesla. And Tesla just announced, this is literally just like 30 minutes ago, guys. Elon has diamond hands. All right. Tesla did not sell any of its $1.42 billion Bitcoin stack in Q2 of this year. So, I mean, Elon's starting to tweet about Bitcoin again. It's no surprise to me. $9 trillion Fidelity files to allow in-kind redemptions for their Bitcoin ETF. Yeah. Shout out to Fidelity. Fidelity's been a leader for a long time. Fidelity has been mining Bitcoin since 2015. Okay, ahead of the curve. But this is what's going on right now, guys. I just want to roll it back. This report next week, when it drops, we will be covering it live. So look out for that. And make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube. If you're watching on X right now, just follow us on X, obviously. Do that first if you haven't done that. And then if you'd be so kind enough for me, go to YouTube and subscribe, because we got more videos coming out this week. Live streams every single day. We're putting on for y'all. Appreciate you if you just tuned in. Just a quick little live. But make sure to stick around for more videos this week. Like I said, go watch our last video, 1.4K views. Just dropped yesterday, 2 days ago now. But we appreciate you guys for tapping in. I will see you tomorrow on another stream. Once again, this is the Coin Zone. I'm Crypto with Paul. See y'all next time.